Summary of In Another Country by Ernest Hemingway. The season of autumn in Milan, Italy, is cold and windy. Even though he is no longer fighting, World War I is always in the background, says the narrator. Every afternoon, the narrator goes to a hospital where he and the other inmates sit in machines that are meant to heal their scars from the war. The storyteller hurt his knee, so his machine tries to get his leg to bend again. The major is getting help for his dead hand right next to him. The major listens politely as the doctor shows him pictures of past cases that went well, but he doesn't try to hide his doubts. Every day, the hospital also treats 3 other boys the same age as the storyteller. All but the American narrator are from Milan, and the 4 of them stay together as they walk to the Café Cova through the communist area. As soldiers walk by, people in the communist area yell anti-military slogans at them. Sometimes the boy with no nose walks with the group. He puts a handkerchief over his face and was hurt in his first fight only an hour before. All of the 4 officers, except for the boy without a nose, have been given awards for their work during the war. The boy with 3 medals was a special officer. He isn't close to other people because he has seen death. In fact, all of the cops are a little detached, and their routine at the hospital is the only thing that keeps them connected to daily life. People don't understand what they've been through, so they feel like they're tied together. When the other officers ask the narrator about his medals, they see his papers and understand that he got them mostly for being an American. The others earned their medals by doing dangerous and daring things, so they don't really think of the narrator as one of them anymore, even though he is still a friend against the outsiders. The storyteller sometimes thinks that he or she could be as brave as the other cops. But as he walks back alone through the cold streets, he thinks he could never be a hunting hawk like them. He is too afraid of dying and often stays awake at night because he is scared to go back to the front. He stays friends with the boy without a nose, though, because he hasn't had a chance to prove himself either. Neither of them are hawks, so they are both comfortable with each other. The major goes to the hospital every day, even though he doesn't think the tools can fix him and calls it all nonsense. He shows the storyteller the rules of Italian language. One day, he asks the person who is telling the story what he will do when he gets home. When he says he wants to get married, the major gets angry and tells the narrator that men shouldn't get married because it puts them in a position to lose. He doesn't look the reporter in the eye and says that if something can be lost, it will be lost. He then walks out of the therapy room and into another one. Later, he comes back to apologize for being rude and tells them that his wife just died. Even though he was crying, the major wouldn't look at anyone. He walked out of the room, keeping his head high and his dignity. The doctor tells the storyteller that the young wife of the major died suddenly of pneumonia. At their next meeting, the doctor put up more pictures showing how well the machines have worked. The storyteller thinks this is strange because he always thought that they were the first troops to try them out. The major doesn't seem to care all that much as he just stands there and stares out the window.
About the author. Ernest Hemingway was a journalist, novelist, and short story writer who also won the Nobel Prize. Hemingway is most known for his adventurous lifestyle, which brought him across many continents and exposed him to a variety of different cultures and conflicts. During World War I, he was an ambulance driver in Italy. In the 1930s, he was a writer who wrote about the Spanish Civil War. During World War II, he worked as a foreign reporter and saw the Allies land on the beaches on D-Day and the Nazis get kicked out of Paris. In the 1920s, he went to Paris with his first wife, Hadley Richardson. There, he joined a group called The Lost Generation, which included Pablo Picasso and James Joyce, among others. In 1927, he broke up with Richardson and married Pauline Pfeiffer. In 1940, he left Pauline for Martha Gellhorn. During World War II in London, he met his last wife, Mary Welsh. In 1953, Hemingway's well-known book The Old Man and the Sea won the Pulitzer Prize. After escaping several plane crashes in Africa and getting hurt in other ways, Hemingway moved to Ketchum, Idaho, where he shot himself on July 2, 1961.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.